Atomic Heart is a highly anticipated FPS game set in an alternate history where a technologically advanced Soviet Union rules the world. Developed by Mundfish and published by Focus Entertainment, it has been in development for a long time and has finally been released for the PlayStation 5. Upon first glance, Atomic Heart may remind players of another popular FPS franchise, Wolfenstein, as both games feature a square-jawed, bloodthirsty protagonist in a B-movie-style setting. However, Atomic Heart's story takes place in a scientifically superior Soviet empire, where robots and AI fulfill the needs of the Russian populace. The game's opening minutes set the stage for a robot uprising, which serves as the catalyst for the player's mission as P3, also known as Sergei Nechayev. Sent on a routine mission by scientist and industry minister Sechenov, P3 crashes onto a massive airborne biome with only his AI, Charles, and an axe for company. As he fights his way through increasingly hostile facilities, he uncovers the cause of the uprising and tracks down the supposed traitor, Viktor Petrov. While Atomic Heart takes familiar beats from other games, it also has its own unique twists and turns, which add to the intrigue of the story. However, the game's script lacks the political bite and emotional complexity found in Machine Games' modern cycle. Instead, the conversations about the intricacies of a communist state and the unifying power of scientific discovery are often interrupted by crass jokes and catchphrases that seem straight out of the 90s. Despite this, Atomic Heart's gameplay is where the game really shines. It has elements of an immersive sim, allowing players to make use of an experimental polymer glove that affords P3 a selection of powers that can be freely swapped out as the situation allows. This ability system, along with weapon customization and stealth elements, bring to mind titles like BioShock and Prey. In Atomic Heart, stealth is usually recommended in the semi-open world sections that connect the game's main facilities. P3 must creep through communities ravaged by the uprising, avoiding cameras and hostile machines while scavenging for resources with his glove's tendrils. These sections provide a nice break from the main levels and add an extra layer of strategy to the game. The combat in Atomic Heart is a mix of melee and projectile weapons, with an emphasis on melee combat in the early stages of the game due to the scarcity of ammo. Enemies telegraph certain attacks, which allows for a well-timed dodge counter, but this mechanic doesn't always feel smooth. As players progress through the game, they'll encounter more enemies and boss fights that will require a mix of tactics and skill. In terms of visuals and sound, Atomic Heart is a treat for the senses. The floating cities bear a passing resemblance to Columbia from BioShock Infinite, while Mick Gordon's soundtrack adds to the overall atmosphere of the game. Additionally, the ability to upgrade weapons and customize P3's abilities creates a playground of choice that is reminiscent of the aforementioned titles. Overall, Atomic Heart is a game that tries to be many things at once and doesn't always succeed. The writing is uneven, veering between genuinely engaging and cringe-inducing. But the gameplay is where the game truly shines. It's a game that takes risks and tries to push the boundaries of the FPS genre, and for that, it deserves recognition. If you're a fan of immersive sims, FPS games, or just want to experience a unique take on an alternate history setting, Atomic Heart is definitely worth a look.